What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, Life with Estes. In today's video, we're going to be talking about whether or not owning your own sawmill is worth it. So, if you own some land or you're thinking about buying some land and you're trying to decide whether or not purchasing a sawmill is worth the investment, we're going to talk about that in today's video. Okay, so the short answer is yes, if you purchase a sawmill and you cut up your own lumber, it's going to be cheaper than buying lumber from a box store or buying lumber from a local sawmill. The local sawmill will be cheaper than a box store in most cases, unless you're buying premium lumber, then that's gonna cost you a lot of money as well. Okay, so the long answer to that question is more complicated and there's more variables to consider. So the first variable is the financial aspect of that purchase. So we'll talk about that. So I sawed up all this lumber behind me. I have 3,800 square feet of lumber. Most of it is oak, and then there is some poplar, about 500 square feet of poplar, and then the rest, about 3,300 square feet, is oak. So that lumber, if I bought it from my local sawmill, would have cost me from somewhere between $20,000 and $25,000. I know that because I purchased all the flooring for the house, 2,500 square feet of flooring, which cost me $17,000 from that local sawmill. So we'll take the low end of that estimate and we'll say $20,000. Let's say it would cost me $20,000 to buy all this lumber that I sawed up myself. Okay, so then additionally, the other variable with the financial aspect of it is the cost of the sawmill. So I spent about $10,000 when you total what I spent on the sawmill as well as what I spent on the lumber to make the platform and the gravel, about $10,000. And if I don't saw up any more lumber and I sell the sawmill today, I could get at least $5,000 for the sawmill. So we'll subtract that, the remaining $5,000 from the $20,000 it would cost me to purchase the lumber. So we'll say about $15,000 worth of lumber is what I have sawed up in 2 months. So we will divide that in two, so 2 months. So if this was my full-time job, I would have profited about $7,500 per month sawing up this lumber. So for some people that is worth it because some people don't make $7,500 a month in their normal job, right? So for those people, this would be a good financial decision. And then for other people who make more than $7,500 a month, you would actually be losing money by making this your full-time job versus just going and purchasing the lumber and working elsewhere, making more than $7,500 a month. So it's a lot more complicated than just whether or not the lumber is cheaper, because your time is an investment as well, and whether or not you're spending your time sawing on lumber on a sawmill or whether or not you're working a full-time job in order to finance purchasing lumber from a sawmill. So figuring out the value of your time and how much money it's going to cost you to purchase the lumber you need versus sawing up the lumber, that's how you'll decide whether or not it's worth it financially for you. So for me, while this would be a bad financial decision because I could make more than $7,500 per month if I worked a full-time job instead of sawing up the lumber, finance is not the only variable to consider when you're thinking about doing this. So there's also spiritual or sentimental variable to consider as well. So for us, when we cut all the trees down back there for where our house is being built, there was a huge pile of trees, the tree trunks, limbs, everything back there. So when I was cleaning it up, I found a lot of good sawable logs that you know, we were like, instead of just burning all these huge timbers, wouldn't it be cool if we cut this lumber up and used it in the house? All right, so the next variable that we're going to talk about is the cool factor or the sentimental factor. So being able to make something out of wood that came from your property is really cool or sentimental. So for us, all that lumber, all the trees we cut down where the house is being built, gave us a lot of tree trunks that were large enough to make all this lumber you see behind me. And it's going to be really cool when we show people the house, or we made these videos and we show you all the house, and you see all this lumber on the ceiling, and we're like, yeah, all the ceiling wood came from trees right here where the house is sitting. Cut the trees down, milled the lumber right here on the property, and installed it ourselves on the ceiling. And that's just going to be really cool and sentimental to be able to tell people, and we're going to enjoy that aspect of it. So it's not just the cool factor, it's sentimental. You might really enjoy that too, being able to make your own projects, whether it's you know, lumber in your house, whether it's some kind of lean-to or post frame, timber frame thing you're building, or furniture, whatever it is that you're wanting to use, you know, saw up lumber for. You're definitely going to have the cool factor, right? But it's more than that. The next variable we're going to talk about is just like spiritual, or just what makes you feel good. So, you know, a lot of people do different things for hobbies, and those hobbies, you know, make you feel good about yourself. And for me, sawing up the lumber on the property, it's kind of therapeutic. It's not stressful. It's you know, at the end of the day, I'm like, oh man, all this lumber, I just sawed up, I just made this. I just saved all this lumber instead of just burning it. I made something useful out of it. And you know, that makes me feel good about myself, instead of like, you know, the military where I was before, or other jobs I've had that, you know, they can be very stressful. This is the opposite. It helps like relieve stress, because I don't really have to think about much. I'm just out there cutting lumber, enjoying myself, like basically a hobby that's paying you money or saving you money, however you look at it. So those three variables are the main things that I would consider when I'm thinking about whether or not owning a sawmill is right for you. It could be something you just feel like you need to do, and go for it. You know, if, I've enjoyed it, and I think most of you watching this video, you'd probably enjoy it as well. Hope you have a good rest of your day.